beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Point of View. I'm your host, Natalia, filling in for our moderator, Shakia, today. Joining us on today's show is Ree and Danny Adams, our guest co-host.
Hey,
y'all. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Today, we're diving into everything from Paris Hilton stepping into the legal world to Jamie Foxx opening up about his healthcare scare. Later in Girlfriend's Guide, we're talking about the true definition of a real friend. So pull up a seat and join the conversation. This is POV. We love seeing a woman who's not just beautiful, but a total powerhouse. Paris Hilton is showing us she's way more than just a pop culture icon. Her Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act just passed the Senate unanimously, which is a huge win for kids in the welfare system. Even with this amazing accomplishment, some people still doubt her because of her entertainment past. So coming from reality TV to now making moves in the legal world, do y'all think her history really matters when it comes to her professional life and now being an advocate? What y'all think?
If Kim K can do it,
right?
Why can't she?
You know what? That is a great reference.
Yeah.
That is a great reference.
Like, that doesn't mean anything just because she was doing reality TV or whatever she was doing. Like, that means she can't go further.
Right.
Yeah, and people were saying,
go ahead.
Yeah, people were saying the same thing about Kim. Oh, she's a model. She's always naked. But also the reason why the politicians are really listening to her because they already have a sense of power and they have resources.
Right.
And so I
Girl,
think
I thought
it's
you was
a
gonna
good
say
thing.
because they already hit that.
I would not say that.
Don't do it.
Oh my gosh.
I thought that's what you was gonna
Don't
say.
you
I was
keep
listening.
this
I was
going.
like, okay. No, I think, first of all, I think Kim is a great reference because, like, she has done so much, like, over time, too, and I feel like, why can't Paris Hilton do it, too?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
they both really come from the same background.
Yeah.
And we always saying we want celebrities to get
Not
involved.
just that is true.
And we say we want celebrities to get involved, and she found a passion project. What's wrong with that?
Right.
Yeah, and it truly is a passion project, for her. But one thing I feel like people tend to discredit that celebrities have struggles too.
Yeah,
because
people too.
Exactly, and this situation is really close to Paris Hilton's heart because she actually, was also a resident at some of these facilities when she was a teenager, going through her troubled teen years, and was also mistreated. So this is very on brand for her, contrary to what people may think on the outside looking in, that she's just like a pretty blonde and this TV personality, but she's a real person who actually has struggled as well.
And
I like it.
That's
I'm
probably
proud of
what a
her.
lot of people don't know, because I wouldn't have knew that. But everybody can
wouldn't know
always
either.
put their opinion on something without even knowing that she has a background.
And even if she has a past, she's doing something good. So what's the problem?
Right, she's
What is the
grown.
problem?
Yeah,
Right.
she's grown from it. I'm proud of her.
Focus
I'm
on
really
your
proud of
own
her.
self.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, people talk about pretty privilege and all of the good that comes with it, but then sometimes, when you're just pretty, or not just pretty, when people see you as just pretty, they don't realize that you really are, a person. So, sometimes simply being attractive will cause women to not be seen as serious professionals and may have to work harder to prove themselves, which I feel like is so unfair. But
It is. It's very right. Even if you're successful. If you're successful, people discredit you. It's like you're never winning with people. The most people who have the most to say don't have nothing behind them.
No, I feel it.
No.
Say it again.
Period.
Say it again.
Block it.
Listen, so we're grateful for what, Paris Hilton is doing in her advocacy. And just all the celebrities, even low-key, we were talking about the other day with Meek Mill, talking about taking the guns off of, the streets and things like that. Yeah, so they do have struggles as well. Look at the time that he did in prison and all the time that Paris, exactly. Right. Paris Hilton was also off the scene for a long time. She has 2 kids now, so I'm sure, with her being a privileged individual growing up, she still went through those trials and tribulations. And so maybe she is wondering as well, just in case it's something that her kids go through, creating a better, safer world for them. So it's a blessing.
And she's rich. She didn't have to do it, so...
No, really and truly.
Yeah,
She didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If somebody has all of this money, they could literally be living their life on whatever island they want to be on, but instead they're trying to do something positive, and it's still a problem. You can never win with people. You can't.
Yeah, let's talk about how wardrobe is equally important. Paris had a see-through shirt on in the courtroom, and they are coming at her for that. What y'all think about that?
This shirt look fine to me.
Exactly. It's a little lace. This is throwback.
Not
She's
Paris.
shown more for
No.
Not more for
Don't,
less.
You
don't,
can't see it.
But don't go in a courtroom with a see-through shirt on. Don't do that.
Well, can you see anything?
You really can't.
No,
because
I'm sure she has
No.
on pasties, but like, why are we really like coming at her like this? Like, it's clearly a fashionable top, right?
Yeah.
Why are we upset that she's not there, like looking like the Omen?
And they was
Please.
coming at Lotto this week
No.
when she did her Christmas giveaway, said she wasn't dressed appropriately. But at the end of the day, these are still entertainers, and they're allowed to be entertainers.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
That lady could wear what she wants.
No.
I feel
She ain't
like
in the church naked like that.
my
She in the
God.
courtroom.
Go on, tell us.
certain places, you need to look a certain way. Why would you come in the courtroom?
And what if
like
somebody
that?
paid her to wear that top that day because they knew it was going to get pressed?
No, for real. But let's jump into our next topic. Crystal Magnum, the woman at the center of the 2006 Duke lacrosse scandal, has admitted that she made up the accusations of sexual assault against 3 players. Let's take a look.
And they were my brothers, and they trusted me that I wouldn't betray their trust. And I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't. And that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because
Like, do we believe her?
This is where I'm going with it.
Okay.
On one hand, I feel like, can you imagine the type of guilt that she's had to live with? Because she just looks completely downtrodden, low-key dark to me.
Yeah.
Is it crack? Like,
I don't know.
what
Do they
is
have
it?
crack in prison? Yeah.
Drugs, but
There's something.
They do be having drugs
There's
in jail, though.
something wrong.
Yeah.
There's something wrong. It's like somebody is standing behind the camera saying, if you don't say this, if you don't say this.
Right.
It's the eyeshadow and that gloom that is giving a little demonic
It
to
is.
me.
It
Why
doesn't
would
feel
you
sad.
sit up
like
there
it doesn't feel remorseful.
and
It
lie?
doesn't.
Yeah,
that too.
especially- yeah.
That too.
When all these athletes, they already go through this, especially the ones
Yeah.
in college and stuff like this,
Yeah.
by a person that y'all know. But it's like, so why would you even do that as a black woman? Why would
Right.
you go do that? And what if they had careers and stuff? You could have messed up their career.
Everything.
And even if sometimes when you say that about somebody, even if you come back and say you lied, some people
It's still put on
Yeah,
them.
they believe.
Yeah.
They don't care
Yeah, they
about
can
that.
never repair that
You can
image.
never repair
Exactly.
that. You could have destroyed somebody's image. Like, no, that was
And
that
then
was
beyond
wrong.
that, it's already hard enough for people to believe women when it actually happens to them.
Right,
And so
right.
you're using this opportunity. It's just messed up.
to play on
Yeah.
people's heartstrings.
Yeah.
For
I
me,
really hate
having
that.
teenage sons as well,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I'm constantly telling my boys. Like, even when you think that you like a girl, your time for intimacy and those kind of things will come. Like, just be a kid right now.
Yeah.
Y'all
Right.
get
Be a
free
kid.
food, free housing, free everything. Just be a kid. Don't do these adult things because, just like in this situation, well, it's a little bit different. But, a lot of times with these guys or these young kids, they're talking to these girls and, everybody feels like they're bubbly and ready and excited. And then the girls so easily can flip the script. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes even when they do want it or they're the one initiating, they can still say, hey, I was raped and your life is over. I've seen it happen to so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there's some mental health stuff going on too, because in the story she talks a little bit about like, I wanted attention, I wanted somebody to like me, I wanted to be vulnerable.
It gives that. It gives maybe
Yeah.
you liked one of these boys or something like that, and somebody turns you down, and then now you making up lies.
Well, if she
Yeah.
lied on 3, in my head, I put together, did they all sleep with her at the same time? Like, was a train wreck? No, I'm serious. I'm not being
Then
funny.
she lied on them. There wasn't nothing. None of that happened.
she said they was her brothers
Yeah,
now,
the
her
case fell
brothers.
apart because of a lack of DNA evidence.
Right.
So
Oh,
it
wow.
didn't
Still
even
lied
happen.
anyway.
But
I
Yeah.
don't want
Completely
people to not
Yeah.
believe victims because women are sexually assaulted.
Right.
Sure, and that's why she shouldn't even have played this game in the first place. But for me, so right now, she's in jail for the murder of her boyfriend in 2011. So I kind of feel like she is yes, girl. So I feel like now maybe her, the publicity on her case has died down,
and she's trying to get more.
Exactly. Now you want to say that you lied on these people and all of these things because you just want some attention, because it really doesn't seem completely genuine. And on top of it, they got away with that. Like, I mean, not got away, but they weren't
convicted.
They weren't convicted.
Yeah.
So
why are you bringing it back up?
Maybe she needs it to get out of jail, because I was reading something.
No, she wants some attention.
She's getting out of jail
in 2 years. Anyways, exactly.
Less than 2 years, so she probably wants some attention.
She probably wants to be able to thrive on social media when she get out. So now she's trying to build her persona.
She needs her ass beat when she get out.
Correct.
That's what she needs.
And she's doing it the wrong way, because nobody's going to be studying you. Nobody's going to be one to be fooled up with you, ma'am. If you see this, they're not going to be one to be fooled up with you because you're a liar.
It's not book.
But to the man, forgive her. But,
Yeah.
Who forgive her? The one that's dead or the ones that got away?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I hope they were able to forgive her. But, unfortunately, this could have cost them so much more had they been convicted.
Yeah.
In that case, an apology just would not have been enough.
Yeah. It didn't seem sincere at all. Like, she's just sitting up there like, and I lied. And I said
they was my
that.
brother.
20 years later, and that's the way you're giving up an apology.
No tears, no sympathy, no nothing.
I want to know where did she get that eyeshadow from?
Girl, she made it.
She in jail.
She made it. Them people in there making all types of stuff in there. She made it.
You want her to have some.
She did the best she could with what she got.
No, I mean the colors were popping for her to be in jail.
No, ma'am.
It's just
No,
sad,
ma'am.
man.
Yeah.
Just young men.
It is very sad.
Young men, period. Don't sleep with nobody who just not yours. Because, no.
But we have to take a short break. Stay tuned for Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul coming up right after this. Stay tuned. Hey, social media. Thank you all for tuning in. Junie has a little bit of a trivia question she wants to throw to you guys. So what you got, Junie?
Okay, so what is the juiciest piece of celebrity gossip that y'all wish y'all could confirm?
I don't give a dang.
Okay.
I don't want to know nothing about nobody.
That's real.
I didn't heard enough. I'm scrolling on social media. It just stressed me.
Okay, Pound Cake, give it to me.
Okay, this is not big, but I want to know what really happened between Amanda Seales and Issa Rae.
Ooh.
I really want to know, because
Okay.
Amanda seems very hurt by it, and I just want to get down to the truth.
Okay.
I feel like we kind of like understand a little bit what's going on, but for me, I heard to the grapevine way back when that Jay-Z had a baby mama or something. I want to say in the Bahamas or one of those islands.
Oh, I
Right
forgot her
before
name.
Him and Beyonce got married. The girl came up dead on the beach. So I want
I
to
don't
know
talk about
if
the
that's
Carters.
true.
I
That's
don't
what
talk
I
about
want
the
to know.
Carters.
Okay. Mine is,
kidding.
I want to know what really went down between Ike and Tina Turner in the back of the car.
We
So
saw
y'all stay tuned. We'll be right
Hold
back
up.
with POV in a few seconds. Thank you. Welcome back. It's that time of the show. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So here's the question of the day. Do y'all think men lack emotional intelligence? It's a topic that sparks debates everywhere, from relationships to the workplace. But do you really think men are truly less in tune with their emotions, or is this just another stereotype? Let's talk about it. What y'all think?
It's a stereotype because a man know how to be emotional with the person he wants to be emotional with.
Okay, all right.
I agree. I feel like it's situational.
It's situational.
Yeah, with the people that you are around, because men don't always feel safe enough to be emotional. But I feel like if they feel safe with you, then they'll be emotional. They'll be vulnerable and all of those things.
They'll talk to their homeboys. They'll talk to their moms. They
But
just
let's
don't
not-
want to talk
but-
to you.
But no,
Okay.
let's be honest though. A lot
Okay.
of women had talked about like, I want to get my man to open up, he doesn't open up, or my brother, I can't get my uncle to open up. I think our culture and our society tells men that they have to hold everything in because that's what makes them a man, and that causes problems.
I partially believe, agree with that partially, but I also feel like it comes down to, creating a safe space, like Bree was saying. And, society does tell men that they have to be tough and hard and not be soft and all of these things. Even raising boys sometimes, it's like I had to kind of like loosen up a little bit because I do want them to be emotionally intelligent. But I feel like it's all about creating a safe space, for your partner and your kids.
But men got to create those safe spaces for themselves too. It's not
For
the job
sure,
of
for
women
sure.
to make those spaces for you. Like, I create my own safe space.
Yeah.
And that is emotional intelligence, creating your own safe space.
I feel like some women be wanting men to open up, right? But a man can hard down, watch his woman gossip on the phone with 50 of her friends. Why would I sit and tell you?
Yeah.
Or
That's a
or
good
as soon as she
point.
get off the phone with whoever, now she's telling him what they said. He's watching you, so he know you run your mouth too much. Not you.
Yeah.
Just another woman.
Not too bad, okay?
It's like I'm not going to tell you nothing, fat mouth. For real.
Do y'all think a man growing up with both parents in a household makes a difference in his emotional intelligence?
Absolutely.
And again, it just depends because to us, we could feel like, okay, he grew up in a two-parent home, so, he got it together. When you could still grow up in a two-parent home and it
lack.
be problems, lack everything.
Yeah.
Or your
That's it,
dad
that's
is not,
it.
he don't communicate.
Yeah, he just pay the bills or something. Or dad and mom is always arguing. So you could be struggling.
Yeah.
I just think that men have to create their own self-care routines where
Yeah.
they're reading books, they're going to therapy, they're finding people that they like talking to,
Yeah.
and stop putting that labor on women. I'm sorry, it's not my job.
Oh my God.
It's not. It's not.
It's not.
crazy?
You right.
It's not.
You right.
Not
You right.
Even in a
women-
relationship?
In a relationship, yes, but you can just meet a guy. I'm dating right now. Sometimes you meet a guy, you like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
yeah, not yet. That's too much.
Yeah.
No, for real. I agree with
Because
that.
you know what's crazy? Is the reason why they do that because there's so many women who think that they're a healer. And they want to try to heal these men. That's how
Okay,
slow
say
I
that's
was.
not me, baby. Don't bring that over here.
I'm not that no more. Go heal yourself.
Okay. Okay.
Let's talk about the lines being blurred between emotional intelligence and sensitivity. Because a lot of times I feel like, when a man is emotionally intelligent, it's a very thin line before we feel like, oh, he's too sensitive.
Yeah.
It's learned
Yes,
as a
that's
child,
true.
though. You know how people be like, stop that crying, boy. Stop that crying. But you have to let boys cry. You
Yeah,
have
because
to.
what's too sensitive?
A little bit. They got to be able to cry a little bit.
But what is deemed too
No.
sensitive? Like, what is deemed too sensitive? Like, what makes a man too sensitive?
Okay, so I don't know about what makes a man too. It maybe be crying all the time, but listen what I'm thinking. Right?
I like
So
a big man.
I have a 2-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter, and I'm not into the signs. Y'all know I'm saved, but they both Geminis. And so, and they're also brother and sister, so they act a lot alike. And so my son, he is a real boy. My daughter, she is a real girl. But, just real girly, and he's real tough. But with him learning as she's learning and she's constantly teaching him things, sometimes he is like, want to be like her. And so she wants to be the baby, so she's crying a little more than she ever did before.
Yeah.
And then he's crying all the time because now she's doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like, no, like you need to know when it's time to cry and when we need to get it, like, moving.
Two?
Yes, yeah. Listen, at 2, my 2-year-old, the way he thinks, I'm telling you, don't limit them 2-year-olds, baby. Yeah, my baby, he's 2 going on 5, for real.
Oh.
Yeah, but being emotionally aware can help build a stronger relationship. So what do you guys think about that and the responsibility, you know, as a woman going into a relationship to be strong enough or emotionally intelligent to create or help create that safe space that pound cake say they already need to come in with?
My thing is, like, I just feel like when you are entering in a relationship or you are dating someone, you need to come fully healed from your past relationships. Like, don't come with any baggage from your past relationships, because that's too much for me to bear. I didn't give you all of that.
I feel like that is ideal, but I feel like it's very unrealistic.
It's unrealistic.
I don't think it's impossible, though.
I don't think it's
Nothing is
impossible, but
impossible.
what scares me for you, even though it's not my fear to have, is that, you know, you don't want to miss out on your blessing because he may have something that God placed in you to be able to help them with, and you just don't want to be the
Now
one.
she just told me I'm not a healer.
No, but the Bible says...
And now
the
you
Bible-
expecting me to heal everybody I come across. Who am I?
Says, one plants, one waters, and God provides the increase. So you may be the one to water it, but you want him to already come increase.
I
Enlarge
just
my
don't.
territory.
I just don't. Okay. I just don't want to be responsible for the trauma that you received from someone else. I don't want to be responsible for that, because now what if I heal you and then you leave me because you just needed me to heal you and then you move on? Now I'm stuck with trauma.
But then what about the trauma that you have that you didn't know about till he uncovers it? But we got to go on to the next topic. So let's switch gears, y'all. Our last segment is mind, body, and soul. So for those of you who've seen Jamie Foxx's new stand-up special, what had happened was he finally opens up about his health scare and near-death experience. It's me in this list. That had everyone shook. Jamie's sister saved his life because she knew that something was off. The big lesson here is pay attention to your body. It could save your life. Did any of you guys see?
No. Did any of you guys see Who Cloned Tyrone?
Oh my
We
God.
saw. Listen, I was one of the ones that thought that was a clone of Jamie, but after I saw this thing, I think that's the real Jamie.
That's real.
That's the real Jamie.
No.
Yeah.
It's not.
And you got a point, and I want you to give it because I would keep hearing you say it over the weeks.
Okay.
What's
It's
missing?
his tattoo on the back of his head.
Okay.
Now, people are saying that he got it removed, but even when you get tattoos removed, there is still a little bit of residue. You can't tell me they clean wiped the back of this man's head. And that little line that he got going around his head, if you look really closely, there is a line that wraps around the top of his head now, as if he has some type of head surgery.
And he did. If you watch the documentary, which I urge you to watch tonight, it's Friday, you got lots of time.
I'm not watching no clone up there talk.
No, he said in the documentary that he was out for 20 days. Once he said he didn't see the white light, but he was in the tunnel for a long time. When he got up, he couldn't walk all of these
He was in a
things.
tunnel?
He was in a tunnel.
A tunnel?
Anyway.
Was it a tunnel?
Why would they want to clone Jamie Foxx?
Because they need to keep him alive
No,
for
but
entertainment
he did
purposes.
say that they did go in his head, and he does have a line, and if you watch the show, you'll see that hairline is actually black sprayed up to infinity and beyond, baby girl.
Because they had to make it look
they done
realistic.
covered it up. Yeah.
They done covered it up for real.
Jamie
Anyways,
gave a testimony.
no, he really did. It was really heartfelt.
It wasn't his to give. That ain't Jamie.
Lord, have
I
mercy.
thought that, but it was Jamie. So what I want to know is when people go through traumatic situations and they tend to have a come to Jesus moment, you think you're close to your come to Jesus moment, Junie? You think you're close? I think you're close. I be feeling it for you.
I've had quite a few come to Jesus moments over my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go through a traumatic situation when I had to have brain surgery, and it was like, that was rough. That was rough. So me and God, literally, I was 25 years old. I stopped walking and talking out of the blue. And it was just like, God, excuse me, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I was mad at God, and then I had to literally hear him talk to me. And he said what he said, and I was like, okay, let's rock and roll. Had to have brain surgery, had to learn how to do a lot of stuff over again. And I told him, because I couldn't talk, I told him, God, if you allow me to be able to talk again, I will tell everybody how good you is.
Amen.
So
My
I never
God.
stopped. God is good. You hear that? On
Amen.
TV.
I know that's
Yeah.
right. I know that's right. And see, that's what Jamie Foxx was talking about. So you
Yeah.
need to watch
I
that.
will watch
yeah.
it. I
you need to
will
watch
watch
that
it.
weekend as well. But I feel like 2024 low key was all about coming to Jesus moments over
Yeah.
and over and over again.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, we're ready to get on to the new one next year. For real. Even Jamie, he's ready for 2025. 45 and, you know, for all that God has blessed him and brought him out of. But he did, you know, continuously mention the fact that his sister saved his life. And so, you know, when I was watching it, kind of like prompted me to think about how sometimes, you know, with not feeling like you have a safe space, you know, we go through so many things and we may feel like headaches or stomach aches or nerve pains and things like that we don't always share. So it's a blessing to have people around you that recognize the signs, you know, and can know like, hey, something's wrong. No, you need to go. Yeah. So
It's not going to tell you to get a ginger ale in the BC and you're going to be all right.
And that's
And
me.
lay
And go lay down.
Have a cup of tea.
Have a cup of tea.
Yes. So I'm grateful for that. But do you guys ever watch any of those NDE experiences, those near-death experience like movies
No.
or shows?
No, ma'am. I get
No.
scared. I get too scared.
Yeah, I be going down a rabbit hole of those. But we're gonna wrap up today's show, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to POV. I'm gonna say that over and over again. We have to leave you with a daily affirmation. Today's is one of my personal favorites. I repeat it. I say it all the time in my life. It is, I am an overcomer, and my faith is changing my circumstances. I think this applies to us. It applies to Jamie and Paris Hilton and everything else. So on that note, thank you so much for spending time with us. You can catch Point of View right here again on Monday. You're watching Afro TV.